Okay, I'm back. My client canceled at 10:30, so I've got a few more minutes to finish with this young guy and read some of the comments. Thanks, Bujelli. Two balls. I'm finding it harder to associate and conversate with males and make co-workers. They come across as weak bitches. It's starting to become a lonely road. It is a lonely road. The males my age, we all talk about you young guys. Like if I go hang out with someone around my own age or even older, because I was having coffee with these older guys. You know, I'm in my 50s, they're in their 70s, and one guy was in his 80s. And they were talking about that stuff that's going on with the males. Especially these guys lived through before it started happening. So it started happening when I was a kid. And they were witnessing what was going on. I wasn't aware of it until I became an adult. And I started paying attention. And I saw what was going on. That's how I gave you guys what happened to Eddie Murphy. It went all the way across the board in Hollywood. And Hollywood was undercover homosexuals. Like a lot of the actors you never would have thought of my generation, like Rock Hudson. Flaming gay, they wore those little black hats. And had their little black leather shit. I don't know what the sexual attraction is to that shit. I'm not into black leather. And it's a European thing. They like that black shiny leather and the leather little hats and the leather vests or chaps with the ass exposed. I'm not European, so I don't get it. Wing Fawn. Two balls says the two balls. Sad to say, but many people in the corporate world are that way, or they're just flat out boring. Well, they made it so that you would feel bad, and I saw this going on in the early 2000s when I was on the site So Suave. A lot of the Zeta males identified homosexuals because both were outcasts. They were still being outcasts back then, and I watched them shift it to where you don't call them gay fags. They did that in the early 2000s where they got that one across. And they made it so that normal guys would say the same thing. Don't call them fags. They're gay. They're LGBT. And this occurred obviously when that... Shit, I just forgot his name. Whatever his name is, was young. It was going on. So he got the programming from his peers in school, on TV. That's why they put a lot of the homosexual stuff in our TV shows. They're programming the young. It's for those guys who are coming up. On that show Teen Wolf, I saw two dudes, because they put sex in that show. Two dudes doing it. I turned it off. Didn't go back. I haven't seen Supergirl. I'm sure they're showing her getting down now. The sister. I'm not going to go there with them. So every time they put that in a TV show, I stop watching. When they put it really strong that way, that is. There's some shows that they try to do that with Lucifer, and that's one of my favorite shows. They put a little element when they was trying to line up all the people he had been with, and there was like a fag in there, a faggot. Actually, I think it was two faggots. Oh well. But they didn't show any sex. So I gave them a little pass for that one. If they go to that level, I'll stop watching that show. I feel sorry for millennials, the young people, because they're getting the programming. But what about the generation behind them? They're worse than this guy was. It's going to get to the point where these guys are going to start trying homosexuality. Because they've already been convinced that it's a normal thing. Don't fight the feeling, go with the flow. So one of their buddies who has ulterior motives is going to sniggle up to him. Hey man, let's go camping, just you and I. Get him drunk, and he'll wake up with his asshole sore. That dude's going to ride him like Lone Ranger. Yeah! I hate the shit is going on. I hate that it happened. and I hate to see signs of it, like this guy that's on the channel. But to let me get this guy's name. Demon something or another. No, Dark Scorpion. My channel, I don't think is a good channel for you. I don't think we're a good fit, Dark Scorpion. I think you do better with Coach Corey Wayne. Okay? I don't know what your problem is, why you can't get a woman. I can only suggest that maybe you might want to look at your masculinity, how you come across to women. If you don't have that edge to you, that masculine edge, they just can't feel that. They can't feel you. Okay? Good luck in your journey. As I said, I'm not here to debate. I'm here to educate. And I have few peers in this industry. So with peers, I can debate with. But there's few people that are my peers. And I know it seems to you like you're just an old black guy bragging. But when you look at my skill set, you'll see that I'm not bragging. As that one TV show said, no brag, just fact. My skill set is top of the line. Okay? So good luck to you. Let's see what else we got on the table today of weird comments. I just asked a question. You're supposed to be a good mentor. I'm actually not a good mentor in that area. When it comes to dealing with homosexuality, Dark Scorpion, I'm not very good with that. I've got a short temper. I'm being very nice to you. I don't know if you noticed that. You probably don't because you haven't seen me just totally go off on that shit in the past. It's because I'm getting soft in my old age. And I'm basically just tired. But thanks for, you're supposed to be a good mentor. Whoever said that to you, I thank them. By the way, is it bad that I try to lead you back to being my archetype of a man? Does that make me a bad mentor? Think about that. You suggested that by me calling you out on something that I know that's going to fuck up your game makes me a bad mentor. And I disagree with you. Now, you're a millennial, you guys have your own ideology, and you think you're right, even though you're young as fuck. I want you to think about that for a while. And maybe you might come to the conclusion, maybe I have been tooled by society and Hollywood and everything else, school system. If you would just go to Google, and I challenge you to prove me wrong, go to Google, type in feminization of men in America. I'm in America, so I'm just going to talk about America. You might be in Poland. Look for the feminization of men in Europe. But start with the feminization of men in America. After that, look up the feminization of black males. And you'll see that I'm right. Okay? Nothing to argue about in the debate. You didn't live through it. You're not even aware of what was going on or what happened to you. And that's what's sad, is you're not even aware of it. But I wish you luck, and hopefully you'll find someone that you can actually mesh with. Why am I giving up on you? Because you want to argue. You're not going to take my advice. You're going to sit here and argue and think that you know something, that you're in the right, when you're not in the right. Okay? What's up, King? Hey, Supreme, recently I've been trying to tell some of my homeboys that doing that best friend thing with chicks is weak. They're not listening to me. And you're black. That happened to our community, man. They went after us as well. It's unfortunate, but it happened. Go show them the Chris Rock talking about that. The stand-up comedian Chris, when he's doing stand-up. Maybe they'll listen to a comedian or something. I don't know. But it's unfortunate. Maybe you can find some articles on the feminization of black males. There's a guy that I like, Irritated Genie. Go look at his channel. He's got quite a number of videos on the feminization of black males. He's very militant, but hey, he's pointing the shit out. He'll show you the people who were involved. From Barrett Rustin, I think his name was. It was originally involved with Martin Luther King. He was homosexual, and Martin Luther King dropped him. There was a writer out back then, that little guy, can't recall his name. All these guys that were like that, they had that way of speaking. They want to sound very cultured. They sound like they stepped off a boat from England, but they were American, that type of thing. But they're fags. The first dude got caught in the back of a car with a white guy. I think it was two white guys. I think he was giving him head or something. I don't know. But if you watch Irritated Genie, he'll give you the history of what happened to us, why the homosexual energy got into our race. If we go back to slavery, they used to rape the black males in front of the other males to feminize, to take out their courage, to turn them into cowards. And it worked. Raping the black males in front of the women also took away the woman's image of a man towards our black males. I think in one recent video, Hidden Colors, they called it buck busting, where they bust his ass. So they had breeding farms. They had also sex farms, and the white guys can go get whatever they wanted, or they do what they wanted on their own plantations. So there's a lot of that shit going on in our past. Think about it. We were coming from Africa. We had no exposure to that. Suddenly another man is fucking you like a woman, and that happened on the ships as well. You don't know what to do with that. That destroys your ego. But it's there. You do it to a child, that's what happens to a lot of people. That's this whole argument, whether it's nature versus nurture. And I had a client that was like a normal guy. He didn't have that super femme thing that fags have. I got a few more minutes. And what happened to him was his father became a paraplegic, he told me. And his father's best friend started fucking him. His father couldn't protect him. So he grew up thinking that, that was his normal sex. So he went for older, burly guys. Now with me, he started training with me and talked to me, and he actually, was so proud of himself, he said he went and had sex with a girl. I think he's trying to win my approval. And he said it was okay. So, but he still went right back to getting his ass busted by older pervert males. One thing I was unhappy to learn about the whole homosexual community was that they're still racist. The white males are still racist. Because we forget that they're still white males. Let's see. Hey, Supreme Reset, I've been trying to... Yeah. Okay. I hate talking about this shit. Unfortunately, it is necessary because there are homosexuals or bisexual men hiding out within this community. Well, I'm so suave. There's that one dude with the metaphysical name. I still can't recall his name. He was what they call those bear men, and he was chatting with dudes online. They were having trouble with their homosexuality, trying to recruit them. Sitting right there on a dating site, and I guess that'd be smart. If you're a fag and you don't like being around other fags, you want fresh booty, untouched ass, male ass. You got to find places to get it. So definitely, dating community where these guys are confused. A lot of the males on So Suave were confused. They even were having this one dude was posting this photo of this transsexual that looked just like a girl, and saying, "I'd have sex with that." And I said to that motherfucker, "You know what? It's gonna want something in return, so you can get your ass busted too." See, that busting of a man's ass is just feminine. And it's how you feminize a male. You take away his manhood. And I'm sick of this subject. I hate that this kid brought it up. He was complimenting on one of the brothers on here, nice body. This dude actually said to one of the brothers he had a nice body. And he thinks it's normal. Wow. If he's a sign of what's coming down, I don't know. I was watching one of Tyreek's show, and he was talking about some dude that was complimenting him on something about his skin looked nice and moist or some shit like that. And he went off. The black community, we're not down for homosexuality. We're not like the Caucasian community. We still hate homosexuality. And the worst is a black fag, because that's the most overacting fag you'll see. When black dudes fag out, don't they overact, brothers? They become like super fags. They'll tie their shirts up around their waist and have a gut hanging out, and they'll perm their hair and step all feminine. All right. I've been ranting about this shit for 17 minutes. It's time for me to roll out of here. Go train some clients, do something real. I'm out, brothers. Hope that demon, what the fuck is his name again? Dark Scorpion. Hope he gets the message, and hope he just go ahead and just move on. I'm not sure we're a good fit, Dark Scorpion. Just move on. You're not gonna like what I say, although I don't bring that subject up very often. You creeped me out when you was complimenting that one brother's body. That just, if you could feel the revulsion I felt, you might get an idea and understanding. The thing you want to do is learn to step in other people's shoes. Okay? I know you're going to come back, why did you step into my shoes? I did. It doesn't feel good to me. It feels creepy.